We really put emphasis on seeing what those young kids could do at running back. This past week, gave them a bunch of carries. All three of them are moving along extremely well. Not ready to really rank anyone 1 through 5, 1 through 6 whatsoever. Just they're working extremely hard, and we're excited about that group as a whole. The receivers the same way. I mean, we got a bunch of them. We got to find a way in the next 2 weeks to kind of sort those battles out, just because we got a bunch of different body types and a bunch of guys that can do different things for us. So we've got to be very smart and creative in how we get those guys on the field in certain situations and certain play calls.
When do you anticipate making the decisions on these?
I mean, there's really not a deadline. It's up to, just kind of once we get into game week, who we feel comfortable with, and making sure everybody's healthy and mentally where they need to be. That's the main, Coach Rule has the final call on all those decisions. We'll meet as an offensive staff at the end of camp and really start putting our personnel groups together and talking about the pros and cons of each kid and grouping and strengths and weaknesses and go from there.
You look at those three freshmen. Matt said the other day they kind of said to them, take the pressure off yourselves, because all those guys were the man with lead back in high school. Now they're all competing, and then you've got the incumbents on top of that. How are those three freshmen kind of handling things, not only just on the field but off the field, just adjusting to kind of?
They compete. It's fun to be in the meeting room with them. All of them, they are all smart kids, and they compete on the field and they compete to see who knows the most. And it's fun to see the juices go. When I ask one of them a question, they answer it wrong. The other one's sitting there dying for me to ask them so they can answer it right, and vice versa. And it's kind of filtrated into the older guys. I think the culture that we have in the running back room from a competitive standpoint, physical standpoint, on the field and in the classroom has been really pleasing thus far.
What were some evaluations that you took from Saturday's scrimmage?
We still got to, the main thing is we talk about, our plan to win. Don't beat yourself, win the turnover margin. And we had a couple turnovers, especially down around the goal line. And, one of our goals is to score touchdowns in the red zone. And worst case scenario, get field goals in the red zone, not turn the ball over. We did that, a couple times the other day. But overall, we went into it, wanting to kind of, just from a physicality standpoint, see how we could hold up for, in a hot day, in a competitive environment, away, different sidelines, the headsets, and just, pound on each other a little bit and see who could take it and who could, fight through the physical conditions of the day, and come out feeling, on the field it didn't feel great, which it never does. And then when you watch the film, you see a lot of really good things, a lot of things that excite us going forward for sure.
Are there any players that have really caught your eye that maybe have surprised you at this point?
Not really. They've all lived up to expectation for the most part. They, the guys that we've expected to be fast are fast, physical they're physical, smart they're smart. So everybody's kind of living up to what we've expected.
As far as the quarterbacks other than PJ, what did you see out of them in live scrimmage action on Saturday?
I think that Frank's doing Newtile's doing a really good job of picking up some things. It took him a couple of days to get over his injury. From a mental standpoint, the trust that he could get back there, move around and play again. I think that takes a lot of confidence, and it takes some reps to get back into that playing mode mindset. John Lockerty, Tim DeGiorgio, they've all done great, done some good things, moving the offense. We don't ask all of them to do a lot of things. They're different, like there's different types there, even with Logan. Logan, he likes to run around and create, all schedule plays, and he does that. So, I'd say Frank's done a really good job in the last week of, gaining our trust that we would feel comfortable getting him in the game at some point if we needed to.
On your end of things, how did Zaire handle the news to move over to linebacker?
Zaire, he's great. I was in my meeting and I was like, "Where's Zaire?" I had no idea. And we've been talking about how can we get him on the field, because he's such an infectious personality. He competes. He can do so many things. Great leader, good on special teams. And Coach Rolla just told him, say, "Hey, go to linebacker. I think you could be really good there. Just see how it works. And then if you stink, then we'll put you back there at running back ASAP." And he got out there day one at linebacker, and he's just been very, 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 like Coach Rolla said, a very dynamic player for us. And he's learning every day. He's got an unbelievably high football IQ, and so it's easy for him to pick up on things. Plus his natural instincts of the offense helps him as well.
Is that a big step for him? Because I remember before he had the back issue last year, we talked to you and said, well, he's fourth on the depth chart right now, and I got the sense that he was kind of lagging a little bit, and then he got hurt. It was a combination of things. Is that him just kind of taking things in stride? Does that kind of show he's maturity?
Yeah, I think it's just maturity. He's a year older, like we all are, and he just he's embraced. I think he's the type of kid he is. He's just embraced the team, and he's embraced whatever he can do for the team. You know, if he played running back, if he was just a running back, he would try to start on every special team and be the best he could be. If you tell him to go be the holder, he's going to be the best holder that he could be. It's just the type of kid he is. I think he's night and day from a maturity standpoint than he was this time last year. We're really excited about what he brings to us.
Do you think with the O-line worked on in the offseason, do you think that'll translate week one?
I do. Yes, I do. I think that, we still have ways to go. Like any coach, nothing's great, nothing's perfect. You're always trying to strive to get better, as they are as players. But just, from a physical standpoint, what we've challenged them to do in the offseason, we've seen that, come to fruition in the preseason in our camp, as far as being physical, running, knowing their assignments, pass protection and stuff. So they've gotten a lot better. And Coach Wiesehan's really, I think they feel like a family in that room, and that's huge for the offensive line to really, be a tight-knit group. They've done a good job.
Sam Benjamin now playing receiver full-time. What have you seen from him this camp?
He's very explosive. He does a lot of, again, he's like all of our receivers. He runs really, 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 really fast, and he's got good hands. So we've got to find ways to get him on the perimeter and stretch the field, and he's able to run by people. So he's shown that, just like he did in the spring, whether it be on a jet sweep or an actual just a vertical. He gives us a chance to run by and run around people.
In your eyes, how much of a difference has Frisman and Jackson made that position as a position coach?
Huge. Just, he's got a very dynamic personality himself. I think that, he played the position. He's played quarterback and he played receiver in the NFL. So he understands where they need to be because he's had to throw to those guys before at quarterback, and he's played receiver, so he knows how it feels to run the route. I think that combination is huge, especially being a very confident, dynamic personality like he is. And he's a great, great, great teacher. And he really takes a lot of pride in teaching his kids more than just their position, more than just, hey, I've got a bench route on this play. Like, they know why they have a bench route in the spacing. So that group, their IQ has gotten better. Their competitiveness has gotten better. Of course, that comes with depth as well. And, Frisman's done a great job getting them prepared to take this next step.
What about your tight ends and that H-back position? You have some guys that can do some different things. What have you seen there?
Again, just a group that we challenged in the offseason that has to be more physical, has to be more, has to be counted on in the run game and in the pass game. We've got 4 or 5 guys there that, again, can do a lot of different things. If we want to, be more of a physical tight end on the line guy, we got a couple of those. We got some guys that can play the fullback types. We got some guys that can play the receiver type. So they've done a great job of, again, we asked them, that's the toughest position because you got to know the run game, and you got to know the pass routes, and you got to know the protections, and you got to know the landmarks, and they're always blocking on the perimeter on the zone read stuff. So it's a challenging position. Coach Foley's done a really good job of getting those guys prepared. They've gotten better every single day since day one.